This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening and welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on the channel today. And well, what else do we got going on in Oilers land other than Philip Kemp going overseas to Vosby IK of the Hockey Allsvenskan to go join Raphael Lavoie, you might ask? Well, I'm here to tell you exactly what's going on. The Oilers Nation already all over this. The Oilers, they put up a half together press tweet release thing on Twitter. And well, Jeremias Lindewall is kind of the focus here. Jeremias? I'm not, again, sorry. I'm going to go with Jeremias Lindewall on this one. He's our 7th round pick from this 2020 draft we just went through. And while this kid finds himself in a new situation with MODO of the Hockey Allsvenskan, now MODO has like a bajillion clubs in Sweden. They are, as you know, one of the more storied hockey clubs in Sweden. So a name to pay attention to on a squad to pay attention to most times now for the Oilers. And Oilers Nation had a good little glowing review about Jermaine, pretty much going on about how he's taken a step forward. He lit it up, played nine points in 8 games with the junior 20 club for MODO in the circuit there in Sweden, and of course that earned him his recent call up to the Hockey Allsvenskan with MODO, and now he's been rolling and rolling and rolling, and suddenly has a couple, I think 2 goals and an assist in 12 games or something like that. But that's not the important part here. What we really have to is my cat was just up here and I touched him with my hand. Now I touch my nose and it's game over. You guys know how that goes. But the important part for us here is kind of watching this development curve. This is not something where we're paying all eyes attention to him right now because he's going to crack the AHL or the NHL this year. There is no reason to suspect that. And of course, there is no reason to even assume that now that he has signed a 2-year contract extension with MODO, and he will be there until the end of the 2023 season, which is a full year before we have to sign him because he's a young prospect in the European ranks, not in Russia, but in the European ranks. He gets that extra year over a guy like, I don't know, Philip Angara or Dylan Holloway, or even, right, there's a couple guys. Like Dylan Holloway's got a 2023 must sign by date for him, but Jeremias Lindewall, he gets an extra. I guess it's probably because he's a true 18-year-old, but again, still, Tyler Tullio must be signed by June 2022. So I believe it does have to do with something being in Europe a little bit as well. So keep that in mind. And I guess probably the rules are similar for college players if Holloway's 19. That is all a bunch of jargon we don't need to worry about because, guys, we need to get through 2020 at this point. We still got a month left. This is the year that doesn't stop giving in any facet. It just does not stop giving, whether it be good, bad, or otherwise. So it's a long ways out till we get to 2024. Heck, it's a long ways out till we get to 2023. So what we have with this deal between MODO and Lindewall today is the fact that we have security for a prospect somewhere constant that we will know we will be watching him, and we don't have to worry about, oh my goodness, where's he going to play this next year, kind of like we have had to with all our prospects this year. This is consistency at its finest for us, so that's good, right? And we've still got a year to sign him after his contract's up. No questions asked. We have a chance to get him into the AHL lineup when he comes time, so we're okay. We're doing just fine. That's huge for us, okay? No worries there, but it remains to be seen. It really does remain to be seen what happens for a 7th round pick. Obviously, as the Oilers Nation Zach Lang put it, it's simply like throwing a dart, and I mean, anything could happen realistically, and even with the best intentions, something can go wrong, and Jeremias Lindewall might just be a footnote in Oilers history in the 2020 draft. And I mean, we've had a lot of that since 1985, so we don't have to be too concerned here that something bad could happen with the 7th round pick, because realistically, you look at the 2020 draft class: Angara, Holloway, you've got elsewhere on there, you've got Carter Savoy, you've got Tyler Tullio. There's a lot to it, and Maxim Berezhkin as well. There's a lot to this draft class that Ken Holland put together, that we don't have to worry necessarily so much about going out and signing a 7th round pick. We got a lot of guys ahead of him. And the one thing I guess Lindewall does have for himself is he is a left winger. And realistically, we have 4 or 5 other guys that could do that. Don't count Slepyshev. So 4 guys. You got Sekinin, Savoy, and Berezhkin. So guys that are all be ready around the same time. So for Lindewall, when he goes into this next couple of years with MODO, if he is serious about making an NHL career, he's got tough competition on the Oilers. But at the same rate, you look at those guys ahead of him, potentially Holloway if he's going to play the wing, Carter Savoy, well, guys, that's a highly touted prospect for being a 4th round draft pick. And then you've got Patrick Sekinin, who's 20 years old, so he might already be ahead of the game. Heck, he might not even get signed. He's a 7th round draft pick in 2018. So, right, there's a lot going on. And, I mean, there's realistically pretty much everybody's got to get signed before Lindewall. Tomas Majura has to get signed in 2024. Lindewall 2024. Carter Savoy 2024. And then you've got Konovalov indefinite. Maxim Denezhkin indefinite, and Maxim Berezhkin indefinite. But those 3 of those guys are in Russia, and there's only 3 other guys to take care of that year. Whereas next year we've got 3 guys. We lose Slepyshev because of his deal, and then you've got Sekinin, you've got Tulio, and Bogdan Yakimov. There's a name you haven't heard in 10 years, it feels like, since 2013. It's coming up. That's 8 years next year. Well, he loses because of his 27-year-old birthday. And then you've got 5 guys in 2023 in Blumel, Brendamore. You've got Holloway, Kesselring, and Angara. So there's a lot of stuff to go before we even have to worry about Lindewall. So that's why I'm saying it's absolutely beautiful that he's staying put where he is. He's got security where he is. And he is not a concern of Ken Holland, if Ken Holland's even the GM by then. Heck, you know what, honestly, I could see Ken Holland just going out there, winning the Oilers a cup and saying, proved those guys in Detroit wrong. Hanging up my hat now, going home. And it could very well be exactly what Ken Holland's job in Edmonton is. And then it's 2022, 2023. Somebody else has got to figure out Lindewall and fine and dandy. I mean, like I said, the beautiful part of all this, when it comes to, oh my goodness, what's the real news here for the Oilers, is 2024's a long way away. That's the crazy part. It's a long way away. So, yeah, it's nice to see that we've got a prospect with security. He's got a contract. Life's good. He continues to play pro hockey and develop. And then maybe in year 3, there's some hidden clause we don't know about, and he's able to out clause in 2022 to come play pro hockey for us. Or I guess 2023. Okay, great. He's in North America by then. But Lindewall, at best, is not going to play North American hockey till 2024 by the looks of it. So realistically, what's the news today? Consistency for his development, and that's about it. There's really nothing here for the Oilers other than the fact they don't have to worry about a guy they drafted until about January 1st, 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm trying to keep these episodes just a minute or 2 shorter today because there's 2 out quickly together. I want you to get the news. It's old news. Why am I talking about it? But I got to talk about it, right? Guys, up on, out of here.